Now, I find this story to be very interesting because we have someone who is one of the Oscar voters for this year who is going to be remaining anonymous, but is going to be talking about their grievances when it comes to diversity in Hollywood and in the Oscars and the Academy and all of that type of stuff, which I think there's a lot more people in Hollywood that kind of feel the same way as this person does. I bet you there's a lot of people in Hollywood that are very sick of the identity politics, woke nonsense that Hollywood is continuing to pursue. I bet there's a lot of people that are very tired of the direction that Hollywood is continuing to go in with this political nonsense, but they can't speak out against it or about it because then their job will literally be on the line because they will be going directly against the narrative that Hollywood is continuing to try to push. So, which is why we have people like this Oscar voter who is having to remain anonymous because then their job could be at risk if they actually went out and spoke like this. So, let's go ahead and get into this and see what this person has to say about the diversity problems in being overblown when it comes to the Oscars and in turn kind of in Hollywood in general. So you never know what someone will say when under the cloak of anonymity. The only play safe enough to say what you really think without fear of personal or professional repercussions. Speaking with the Daily Beast, one anonymous voter for the upcoming Academy Awards refused to toe the politically correct line to daringly state that diversity problems are overblown. Which, you know, if you ask the common person, yeah, we all know this. We all know that this is just Hollywood just pushing some sort of fake nonsense. They don't actually believe any of this stuff they're pushing. They don't care. You know, we have Disney literally taking Finn off of the poster when it comes to China because China is kind of racist, kind of, in some ways. And so they have to literally take him off the poster just to try to promote the film better in China. They don't care about this type of nonsense, but it is indeed overblown. So when the Oscars So White backlash happened, we were all thrown under the bus by our own Academy for seemingly being biased, the voter told the outlet. So they added a lot more members, making sure it was diverse. But what also came out of that was an extra fringe benefit of youth. Suddenly, an entire group of voters were plugged into social media in a way the older voters were not. Despite those reforms, however, the voter noted that people are still unhappy with the nominations, which is indeed true. We have people complaining this year about the nominations just as they do almost every single year for the past, well, pretty much ever since 2016. Huh. I wonder what that connection is. Because they are just continuing to be fake outraged about everything. The Oscar voter ultimately believed that the controversy buried something that was an industry-wide problem rather than an Academy problem, which is true. So now comes this year where the grumblings are happening again, but this time it's harder to throw the Academy members under the bus because we are more diverse now, the voter continued, which I talked about in a video that I did about the Oscars as well, that they are a lot more diverse this year. They literally went out of the way to make it more diverse, but people are still complaining about the Oscars being too white and too male, which is just retarded. I think it points to what the other issue was that got buried under the controversy, and that is the need to develop more projects. And this is the truth, man. This is so true. Okay, let's go ahead and read this. I think it points to what the other issue was that got buried under the controversy, and that is the need to develop more projects that are richer in roles for actors of color and even stronger directing opportunities for women. Which is true, you know? And I don't have a problem with that. If Hollywood wants to continue to, you know, enrich in their movies with people of color and with women directors and stuff, I don't care. Go for it. But stop trying to use it to push some sort of political narrative, which is all that these people want to do. That's the only reason that they're continuing to do this. Hollywood wants to continue to control actors, people of color, and women, and use them as tools, as political tools to advance their own political agenda. And that's all that they view these people as, which is they don't really care about giving these people true opportunities. They don't care about actually trying to, you know, diversify the market. All they're doing is just continuing to use these people. And that's literally the bottom line, what is going on in Hollywood, unfortunately. And like I said, I don't have a problem. If we get more women directors, that is totally fine. I don't care. You know, there are plenty of great female directors out there. But the problem is that they are just continuing to use that as a political tool. And, you know, they could be doing great stuff with this. And they need to stop being so lazy when it comes to their filmmaking. Because they have this weird mentality in Hollywood where if you, like, just, you know, make the movie more diverse, then automatically it means that your movie is all set. It's great. Quality doesn't matter anymore. As long as you have identity politics riddled throughout your movie, then the story doesn't really matter that much. Character development doesn't really matter that much because you got identity politics. What more do you need? I mean, that's kind of what happened with The Last Jedi, right? Like, that movie, as far as the writing goes, that movie is garbage. It's so bad. I can't get over how bad the writing is for The Last Jedi. But because Rian Johnson took the brave step and added more diversity in the movie, and he did so many great things with the purple-haired feminist woman and, you know, Rose Tico and all this type of stuff, and having Canto Bight being one of the most horrible subplots ever, but it at least spoke a message. Suddenly we're supposed to act like that movie is a masterpiece. Like, what? No. Diversity does not equal quality. Identity politics does not equal quality. The only thing that really is what equals quality is good writing and good character development, good storytelling, and, you know, having technical achievements. But while The Last Jedi was technically a pretty well-made movie, it wasn't a well-made movie when it came to its writing, to its story, to its character development. It was garbage in that aspect. But, you know, Rian Johnson's like, oh, well, you know, my movie's amazing. I look at all this great stuff I did with this movie with my diversity. Look at my diversity, everyone. And if you don't like my diversity, then you're a sexist and a misogynist and a racist. So that's the direction that Hollywood is continuing to go in. Which maybe they're using identity politics as a way to basically just, you know, not only just kind of use it as a, I guess, lazy replacement for actual good storytelling, but it gives them a chance to be like, hey, if you don't like this movie, then guess what you are? Yep, you're a racist. You don't want to be a racist, do you? No, 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 no. So you better like our movie. You better like our movie. So this person speaking out in this way about this is great, you know. If we want to actually have the voters in the Oscars nominate more women and more people of color, then start giving those people better opportunities. Start giving them actual chances to do something that's, you know, quality driven in Hollywood. Just do it, you know? That's how you're actually going to get these people to be more nominated than what they actually are. See, the thing is that unfortunately people don't see white men as some sort of like political tool, and so because of that they're like, oh well, you know, it's just a bunch of white men, you know, I guess, you know, they don't really have diversity cards to pull out, so I guess I gotta do something that's, you know, quality driven. Unfortunately, how boring is that, right? So because of that, that's kind of how we end up with more quality works from white men, I think, is because people don't use white men as just a political tool. Which unfortunately is where we're at right now with Hollywood when it comes to, you know, minorities. And it's sad. It's sad, you know. This is not the way that it should be, but it's just the way that Hollywood works right now. This is not just Hollywood, but kind of the leftist mentality in general, where they want to just continue to have control and power over minorities and basically say, hey, you know what? You're a black man, right? You're a black man. Okay, so that means that basically you are a victim. You can't do anything on your own unless you have the helping hand of the white privileged Hollywood elite. And that is kind of the mentality, the political mentality, the political narrative that that Hollywood and the far left doesn't really want to have broken. So anyway, with that being said, let me know in the comments below what you think about what this person says when it comes to the diversity problems being overblown in the Oscars and Hollywood. And we all know exactly why this is all happening. And I find this I still find this hilarious. This right here. The Oscars will once again be going hostless this year, a trend that began in 2019 when comedian Kevin Hart was forced, who is a black man, by the way, was forced to drop out after members of the LGBTQ community resurfaced several offensive tweets and jokes he made years earlier, when literally like a couple years before Kevin Hart was made the host for the Oscars, everyone was complaining about the Oscars being so white. But then they literally fired the black host because of jokes he made like 10 years ago. It's all just insanity. It's just insanity. It's insanity. It's ridiculous. Anyway, go check out my channel, my personal channel, Josiah Rises as well. I would greatly appreciate that, and subscribe over there as well. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.
Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from geeksandgamers.com, and if you're a fan of Geeks and Gamers, please go to our website, visit our merchandise store. We have t-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, tank tops, and in the very near future, we're going to have many more products for you to choose from. So thank you for the support. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.